Rest in peace to Gus Williams, former Seattle Supersonic point guard. Also played with the Wizards, Golden State Warriors, but also he was a world champion. Went to back-to-back finals, 78 and 79. Lost to the Wizards, 78, came back and beat the Bullets. They were the Wizards, they were the Bullets back then. And him and Dennis Johnson were a very formidable backcourt. I mean, and talk about underrated. I mean, people really don't understand how they pushed that rock. He was averaging 26 and a half in the finals, which with no 3-point line, with the way that you think about the shooting today, because I know downtown Fred Brown would have been ridiculous today. Jack Sigma was hitting them crazy shots. John Johnson was playing. Lenny Wilkins was the head coach. And he had a very aggressive push as a point guard. It was a different era. Um, Interestingly, too, about him, he set out the 1980 season because of the contract dispute. He wanted to get his bag, and he came back the next year and finished fifth in MVP voting. I just can remember with him and DJ pushing that rock against that Bullets team. I remember the Bullets was heavy loaded with Wes Unseld, Elvin Hayes, Bobby Dandridge, Kevin Greavy, Terry Porter, Kevin Porter. Just a talented squad, but that was a very intense straight up battle. But Gus Williams was definitely one of those cats who could push that rock. That was a different era when you're going for a fast break and then you're looking to pick and pop. And he had a quite a good run. Sometimes when you think about certain players, you kind of lose track of time because you're just thinking about where they were, what they were doing, how they kind of like what it was like. But that Sonic team, which has been kind of like almost forgotten because again, that was before the TV time. That was a different era. You can't imagine not just this tape delays or your game was on the afternoon, but that was real parody in the NBA when there wasn't the same fanfare for teams to get all the attention that they eventually got. It's just it was something else, to watching that. But a very energetic player, had a lot of energy and was very quick. That's how I remember Gus Williams. He was very quick. And like I said before, in different era, different time, with him and Dennis Johnson, because Dennis Johnson was underrated to me, didn't get his due. Remember when he went to Phoenix and had some shine, but it was when he went to the Celtics playing with Larry Bird, who Larry Bird called the best teammate he ever had. But Dennis Johnson and Gus Williams was tight together. I mean, they were really running things. And, you had to be a strong ball handler and equipped if you're going to be playing for Lenny Wilkins. So he was able to make those, he adapted real nicely. Um, and this is for the basketball community. It's a sad day for people who remembered him because, again, he was one of those guys that another era, another time. He was the truth. He could definitely handle and move the rock. Had a lot of agility, a lot of quickness. So yeah, it's one of those things that takes you back because it don't seem that long ago, and yet that 40 plus years, that's like wow. When you think about it, like wow. This cat though was bringing it though. So anyway, rest in peace to Gus Williams, age 71, Juan Garcia Supersonics world champion. And please hit thoughts and prayers and condolences and thoughts be with his family and everything. And just remember that Sonic run. And he was a very quick, agile point guard. And I tell you, in another era, another time, he'd have been even bigger than he was, especially him and Dennis Johnson together in that backcourt. All right, I'm my one time piece.